Hi, this is Olivier Gruner with Gruner Tactical. Today we're going to be talking about firearm and specifically for self-defense. You know about firearm before you can teach self-defense against a firearm, right? So if you don't know, how are you going to teach it? It's going to be very hard, right? So I see a lot of people on the internet teaching firearm self-defense, but they don't know anything about firearm, and you can't tell. The way they hold it, the way they present the firearm, the way they do the move. So there's so many different things that you can do, okay? But you need to know how a firearm functions. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, okay? Here I have a Glock 17, right? I got a full magazine. This is hollow point. I'm going to clear my gun. Make sure visually there's nothing. Press the trigger in a safe direction, okay? So now if I press the trigger, nothing is going to happen, right? For two reasons. Number one, the firearm needs to be cocked. So now if I press the trigger, you're going to hear the click, right? So now watch this. If I do the same thing, and now I'm going to put my magazine in. Now, if I press the trigger, nothing is going to happen. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, there's a lot of things that need to occur before the firearm becomes very efficient. Okay. So this is really important to understand how a firearm functions. Another thing too, example, I'm going to put the magazine in my pocket. I'm going to cock it. You're going to hear the click. Good. Now watch this. I'm going to do the same thing, and now I'm going to put my hand on top of the muzzle. I'm going to press down. So what happened, if you look at the slide, this is this part, let's slide back and forth. The slide barely move backward. And this is where I disengage the firing pin. You see that? Nothing is happening, and I'm pressing the trigger. You see this? Now if I let go, you're going to hear. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that you need to know if you're going to teach firearm self-defense. There's three things that need to occur before the piece of metal comes out of that barrel. Okay, three things. Number one, you need to have one round inside the chamber. Okay, that's really important. Number two, you need to have the hammer cocked, which means now it's cocked. You see? Number three, you need to have the trigger pull. Okay, so three things at the same time. So if you take one of them out, the firearm will not function. And that's really important. So this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that you need to know if you're going to teach firearm self-defense. Okay? There's so many things, especially if you get on the ground. This is it could happen at any time. You know, obviously, most of the fights, you know, end up on the ground. You know, even if we don't want, but it ends up on the ground. And sometimes you got maybe the firearm is going to be caught between your ribs or maybe your legs or whatever. Maybe one thing you can do that is going to stop the firearm from firing, right? And that's so important. We're talking about maybe a higher level, but it's still, these are kind of the basics of firearm. So you need to know the basics for you to be able to teach firearm self-defense.